After a long winter break, NASCAR racing is finally back here for the 2020 NASCAR Mock season. It is a new decade of stock car racing, featuring a new season, new drivers, new teams, and a new revamped schedule. We'd like to welcome you here to the Daytona International Speedway and here in Daytona Beach, Florida, as we get set to go racing here in the 2020 NASCAR season. Hello everyone, I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth, happy to deliver full coverage of this 2020 running of the NASCAR Busch Clash. Yes, the Busch Beer sponsorship is back, sponsoring the Clash here in 2020. 19 of the best drivers will battle it out for 25 laps around this 2.5 mile super speedway and will walk around the garage for the next week with a lot of momentum as we get one step closer to running the 62nd annual Daytona 500. That will take place next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time here on March at 531. Last night, each one of our crew chiefs drew a starting spot for each of their drivers, landing Kyle Larson on the pole for tonight's race after his crew chief Chad Johnson drew the number one spot last night. Brad Keselowski, winner of this race 2 years ago, will roll off second. It is the busiest week in NASCAR racing each and every year, and after tonight's race, we have plenty more action coming your way tomorrow, which begins with Daytona 500 pole qualifying tomorrow at noon, and as well as the ARCA Menards season opener, the Lucas Oil 200. 7 drivers in the field have been to victory lane here in the Busch Clash. Will we see a 8th driver join the list? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Time to go down trackside for the opening ceremonies. And we have been looking forward to this moment ever since we left Miami last November. The cars back on track, getting set to go racing here in 2020. Kyle Larson and Brad Keselowski make up your front row. Row number 2, we have Denny Hamlin and number 24, William Byron. As you take a look at your starting grid for tonight's Busch Clash, Kurt Busch, winner of this race 9 years ago, alongside the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Kevin Harvick and Ryan Blaney, Clint Bowyer, and Jimmy Johnson make up your top 10. Now, we talked about a new season with new drivers, new teams, a completely new schedule, but nothing will really come as big as this being the final season for NASCAR legend Jimmy Johnson, a 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, announced just a couple of months ago this will be his final year as a full-time driver in NASCAR, trying to see if he can get one more championship to close out a storybook career for Jimmy Johnson. Alex Bowman and Martin Truex make up row 6. Ryan Newman and Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch and Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the new ride with JTG Daugherty Racing, and rounding out the field of 19 cars, the 22 of Joey Logano. I'm very happy to be back, bringing back the NASCAR Mock season here on March of 531, and no better way to start out than here with the Busch Clash. Pace car hits pit lane, leaving the field in the hands of Kyle Larson, and we are underway here in 2020 for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. It is a 25-lap race here at Daytona, and already we are fanning out 3 wide for the lead. That's Denny Hamlin on the bottom, Kyle Larson in the middle, and Brad Keselowski up top with help from the 24 William Byron. And Denny Hamlin got a big push from the 4 of Kevin Harvick, and I believe Hamlin may take the lead going down the back straightaway. Kyle Larson stuck in the middle with his teammate Kurt Busch behind him. There goes the 14 of Clint Bowyer dropping down to the low side to get in behind his teammate Kevin Harvick. As they come from turn 4, and that's the 20 of Eric Jones at the top of your screen, scraping the wall off turn 4. Hamlin looks like he will lead lap number 1 in 2020. Denny Hamlin is a 3-time winner of this race, and when you take a look at the 3 guys up front, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, and Brad Keselowski, they have combined to win Clash races here in Daytona. And now Kevin Harvick gets out in front of Denny Hamlin with push from the 14 of Clint Bowyer. This is a great way for these drivers to get, kind of knock off the rust, get back in action as we get set to go racing here in the Daytona 500 next week. And we have contact down with the 14 of Clint Bowyer. Nearly got turned by the 6 of Ryan Newman, but he saves it. And not only that, he's going to take the lead. New leader at the line, the 14 of Clint Bowyer. Brad Keselowski still up top. He's getting a nice push from the 24 of William Byron. He's kind of starting to bring that outside line back as Bowyer drifts out the track. Here comes the 6 of Ryan Newman on the bottom. Ryan Newman, a former Daytona 500 winner, looking for his first Clash win. He's got help from the 10 of Eric Almirola. By Keselowski, a nice push on the outside. He'll retake the lead in turn 3. William Byron has his teammate Chase Elliott behind him, and they gave the 2 of Keselowski a pretty big push down the backstretch. And it just looks like the outside line right up against the wall. It seems to be a little bit more organized, giving that 2 car a nice push entering turn number 1. And William Byron's going to make it 4 wide. He's going to get it back in the 2. Around goes the 3 of Austin Dillon. A big crash here in turn number 1. Austin Dillon, Clint Bowyer, the 88 of Alex Bowman. Ricky Stenhouse is involved. I saw the 48 go around as Jimmy Johnson. But it is a drag race here for the lead as they come off turn number 4. It's Brad Keselowski on the outside, Eric Almirola on the bottom as they come from turn number 4. Who will lead us back down to the caution flag? It is going to be Keselowski edging Eric Almirola here at the line. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, and there's the 24 of William Byron. And it all started when that 24 somehow got underneath the 2 of Keselowski, almost making it 4 wide for the lead. And 4 wide may work at Talladega, but that's not going to work here in Daytona. This track is not wide enough to be 4 wide. And Byron ends up getting the left rear of the 2 of Keselowski, and heavy damage on Keselowski's teammate Ryan Blaney. He seems to got probably the worst of it out of anybody. There's the 48 of Johnson. We saw him get turned around. But the first yellow flag is out here in 2020. Let's go and take a look at the replay of what just happened and bring up the first caution of the night. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the replay, and like I said, it's going to start with that 24 of William Byron. They've been working together pretty well up there on the outside lane, and they're going to see Byron stick his nose right on the left rear of the 2 of Keselowski, and there's the 6 of Ryan Newman. Austin Dillon's going to try to slow it down just a little bit more for you. Bowyer, Blaney, Johnson, Kevin Harvick just misses it in the 4 car. So does the 42 of Kyle Larson, but it's really a 6 or 7 car incident here in turn number 1. And I still believe the 12 of Ryan Blaney probably got the worst of it. There he is on the outside behind the 9 of Chase Elliott. And Chase Elliott also got pretty lucky not to get swept up in this crash. And Brad Keselowski does a nice job hanging on to that 2 car as well. Chase Elliott is so lucky he got away with that. But their teammate Jimmy Johnson, Alex Bowman got collected. And heavy damage on the 12 of Ryan Blaney. As we said, let's go back and let's get an onboard camera with the 12 of Ryan Blaney. We're going to back it up just a little bit. There he is behind the 9 of Chase Elliott, and we're going to go in full speed here. That is what Ryan Blaney saw, and as you can see, there was really nothing he can do at that point. When you're on the outside right up against the wall, there is really nowhere to go. You just have to kind of take cover and just pray that you will get through it. And unfortunately for Ryan Blaney, he did not. But the pace car is out. And Brad Keselowski will be a leader at the line when we go back green here in Daytona. We are back live here at Daytona, getting set to go back green here with Brad Keselowski up front with Eric Almirola on his outside. After that big crash in turn number 1, all 19 cars are still in the race, as we're going to be making our way back down the backstretch here. On run number 2 will be Kyle Busch, who qualified, who started back in 15th place. He's already worked his way up inside the top 5 and 3rd. Chase Elliott 4th, and Joey Logano was shotgun of the field down in 19th place. He's already now worked his way up inside the top 5. Running out in top 10, Martin Truex Jr., Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, and the 20 of Eric Jones. And as you can probably notice, this is the first time since, I believe, 2016, the NASCAR Busch Clash is back under the lights here at Daytona. The Archer Menards series is supposed to be here on track earlier this afternoon, but qualifying and the race got rained out, so the Archer Menards season opener will take place tomorrow, as has been postponed due to weather. But tonight it is certainly cleared up, and that's actually turned out to be a beautiful night here in Daytona Beach. A great night of racing here with Brad Keselowski and the 10 of Eric Almirola on the front row. Pace car back in pit lane, and we have 19 laps to go here in the Clash in Daytona. It's kind of almost an even start here. Keselowski getting a little bit of a nice push from the 18 of Kyle Busch, and here comes Keselowski's teammate Logano, going to make a 3 wide here for 3rd place. Keselowski trying to, you would think he would kind of drop down and pick up his teammate Logano, but he's staying right there in that middle lane. And right up against the wall on the outside is the 10 of Eric Almirola. Kyle Busch now stuck in the middle, but he's going to have help from his Jug Gibbs Racing teammate Denny Hamlin. And there's Logano and Kurt Busch on the bottom going to the front. And a big push from the 1, 5th to 1st in 1 lap for the 22 of Joey Logano. And at the line it is the 22 of Logano, leading his first lap of the night. Kurt Busch now on the inside. Logano went up and picked up his teammate Keselowski. That opened up the door for Kurt Busch, but he slid up the track. Now Kevin Harvick making a run at the lead on the bottom with Kyle Larson behind him. Now it's been a long time since I personally have done commentated a race, as we're about to be 4 wide. I'll get back to what I was saying in a moment. But up front we have Kyle Larson now 4 wide with Kevin Harvick. Oh, this is going to get intense here. Rubbing doors. Kurt Busch. Logano's in the wall. Logano in the wall. Can he save it? Kyle Larson on the bottom. Kevin Harvick now in the middle. That's Kurt Busch up against the wall with his brother Kyle coming on the inside. They're still 4 wide. Look at the 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I believe he got a little bit of contact in that first car. So he's up here. He's trying to get to the lead. And they are still 4 wide. Somebody's going to have to back out. I believe it may be Denny Hamlin. Oh, Larson goes way wide in turn number 3. And we're still 4 wide, but they're still making it work here. New leader, the 20 of Eric Jones. He takes the lead here at the line. Denny Hamlin now leading the middle lane with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the bottom. Stenhouse, who was let go from his run at Rouse Fenway Racing, replacing Chris Buescher at JTG Darty Racing, and he's trying to take that 47 to the lead, as they have now fanned out to at least 3 wide for about 3 rows deep here at the front. Then you got Chase Elliott and Eric Almirola and Joey Logano. These guys kind of got separated when Logano got in the wall coming off turn 4. But Denny Hamlin looking for his 4th win here at Daytona in the Clash. A 2-time and defending Daytona 500 champion. Up front, but here comes his teammate Kyle Busch back to the inside. He's trying to take that lead away. Jones in the wall, and there goes the 4. Kevin Harvick is around. Caution will come out once again. And Byron slams the 4 Harvick. Caution flag is out once again, and there is the 24 of William Byron. The Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. And there's the 4 of Kevin Harvick, a 3-time Clash winner. Was running up in the lead pack, and something happened to the 4 Harvick, I believe, but whatever happened, he got turned up the track, and William Byron had nowhere to go, as this will be the race to the caution flag, and give it to the 1 of Kurt Busch. He is your leader with Kyle Busch second, Martin Truex, Ricky Stenhouse, and the 20 of Eric Jones. That is your top 5 here at Daytona. Second caution's out, but this time it's not as big as the first crash, but it may be more severe when it comes to damage and whether they will be able to continue here or not. Let's check out a replay of what took place with Kevin Harvick and William Byron. You know, there is a reason why we have the best drivers in the world in this race, because these guys have been able to run 4 wide for almost 3 laps here at Daytona. But even the best drivers can make a mistake, and we're going to see that here. As you see the 11 of Denny Hamlin, he is in the lead, and he ends up scraping the outside wall. There's the 20 of Eric Jones, his teammate trying to make it 4 wide like William Byron did. And Jones is going to end up turning the 4 of Kevin Harvick up into Denny Hamlin. And Harvick's car ends up catching Hamlin again, and Hamlin slams the outside wall. But here comes the big hit right there by the 24 of William Byron. Slams the 4 of Kevin Harvick, and that will more than likely end the night for both Harvick and Byron, as we still have a good dozen or so laps here left here in the Clash in Daytona. Take another look at this replay. Kevin Harvick was running around 6th place when this all took place, and right there Hamlin gets into the wall. There's Jones. Just ends up turning Harvick. Certainly not intentional, but that just took out the 4 Harvick. You have to think, you know, was that necessary for the 20 to have to make it 4 wide? He probably thought the 11 was, you know, maybe gonna crash, maybe take the 20 out. But Jones made the same mistake that William Byron did, and certainly it's probably pretty much ended Kevin Harvick and William Byron's shot at a victory here tonight in the Clash. Back live here in Daytona, getting set for what could be the final restart here of the night. Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, the Busch brothers, on the front row. 17 cars still on track, but you can probably notice that there's no 24 and no 4 on track. Kevin Harvick and William Byron have both taken their cars behind the wall, and therefore they are done for the night. Kurt Busch, Advent Health on board that Chevrolet Camaro here in the Clash will bring us back down to green here in Daytona. Now, before they got 4 wide for a good chunk of laps, I was talking about how this is my first race I have commentated in more than a year. And as speedways begin to, get more completed, it's going to take a little bit more time for me to get, in the swing of things, get, more used to commentating, talking, just doing these races. I haven't really done a lot of these in over a year, more than a year. So, but it's certainly nice to be back, and we have a great season ahead of you. We got the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series as of the 19 nearly gets taken out. That's Martin Truex going for the lead. Next weekend we got the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoor Truck Series all next week here, also in Daytona. So a lot more on-track activity coming your way here within the next week. Only here on March 531, as we are still side by side for the lead. That's Kurt Busch on the outside, getting a great push from his brother Kyle. Martin Truex is trying to side drive, but he doesn't really have a lot of help behind him. Now he's going to get a shove from Almirola entering turn 3, and there's The 20 of Eric Jones on the bottom. He has the number 2 of Keselowski behind him, and now here comes Truex trying to get down in front of the teammate Jones. He went down there for a moment, but it did not last long. He came back out the track to pick up Almirola, and they are going to be 3 wide for the lead yet again. It'll be 7 laps to go now here in Daytona. When we went back green from the restart, it was 10 laps to go. And right now we have about 10 drivers who can win this race here with about 7 laps to go. Behind this pack is the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, Alex Bowman, Clint Boyer. Back here, Denny Hamlin, there he is. He was involved in our most previous caution. And as you can see, the speed is no longer there on the 11 as Jones and Keselowski. I keep seeing these cars get on the left rear corner panel of the car they're pushing, and that is not going to be what you want to do. As Logano and Sindow's kind of trading paint on the front stretch, but these guys keep on trying to get on that left rear corner panel, and all that does, we saw it with William Byron and Eric Jones, all that does is just get that car in front to just turn them down the track, and that's not what you want to do. Otherwise, that will cause a big crash. And we just saw it last time by with Keselowski sticking his nose on the inside of the corner panel of the 20 of Eric Jones. And there it is again. Getting a lot more aggressive here in the late stages of this race. And at the line, it will be the number 20 of Eric Jones at the line. It'll be now 6 laps to go in Daytona. And Kurt Busch still getting a nice push on that outside line. When you're going through the corner, you want to be on that inside. And there goes Keselowski down the track. Got turned by Kyle Larson, but he sees it. And that's what I was talking about. These cars getting on that left rear corner panel of the car they're pushing. And all it does is turn that car, and look at the momentum, the speed. They lost Keselowski and the 42 of Kyle Larson. And now Almirola is alone on his own island there on the inside. No help. He'll have help coming in pretty soon with the 18 of Kyle Busch. In fact, Almirola may even lead this lap. He does. So new leader at the line, the 10 of Eric Almirola. 5 laps to go. Now we have the 2 of Keselowski back up here in the lead pack. He's going to make it 3 wide on the 18 of Kyle Busch. And Logano, the 22, will he get behind and help his teammate? He does. So now we have the 2 Penske Mustangs on the inside, the 2 Gibbs Toyotas on the outside, with the 10 of Almirola getting pushed by the 18 in the middle. Great racing here for the lead at Daytona. The fans are on their feet, getting set for a fantastic finish here in the Clash. Brad Keselowski back on the inside. 4 laps to go at the line. And after the contact with Keselowski and Larson, Keselowski recovered. He's trying to get that lead, but Kyle Larson has kind of lost the lead draft now. And to the lead goes the number 2, Keselowski, but now Logano goes to his inside for the lead. Joe Logano won this race 3 years ago. Getting help from the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Almirola is still in the middle with the 18 of Kyle Busch behind him, and now Keselowski and Jones separated on that outside. That's going to allow Logano to slide up the track and at least try to get in front of his teammates. But he's not clear, as that will leave Elliott alone on the inside now with help from the 18 of Kyle Busch. 3 laps to go in Daytona. It is a 10-car breakaway. Eric Jones in the 20 getting a little bit more impatient in that 20 car. So is the 1 of Kurt Busch. Chase Elliott has never won a Cup Series race at Daytona. He does have a Xfinity win. He actually does have a win in one of his dual races, but he's never won a points race here in Daytona. Still looking for that first win. Hopefully it'll come for him next week in the Daytona 500. But the Busch brothers now getting up to the front. Kyle Busch, with help from the 1 of Kurt Busch, is going to lead at the line. 2 laps to go in Daytona. If a caution comes out, we will freeze the field, and we will have a green-white checker finish. But if we take the white flag, they will race back to the line. Kyle Busch in front. He won this Clash event back in 2012, but Chase Elliott, a nice push on the outside from the 22 Logano. As they come from turn number 4, it will be the white flag. Who will win the first race in the 2020 season? Kyle Busch is in front. Chase Elliott on the outside getting a nice push from the 22. The 18 has no help on the inside. Kyle Busch says nobody to push him right now, but the 9 has the 22. Almirola looking to make a 3 wide for the lead. Chase Elliott on the outside. Kyle Busch in the middle. Eric Almirola on the inside. And the 22 is going to push the 9 clear of the 18. Chase Elliott to the lead in Daytona. They go now entering turn 3. Can Kyle Busch fight back on the inside? Elliott slides out the track. Kyle Busch has a run. He has his teammate behind him in the 20. They come off turn number 4. Kyle Busch back to the lead. Help from Eric Jones. As they come to the checker flag, Kyle Busch is going to win in Daytona. With certainly a great comeback entering turn number 3. It looked like he was out of it as Chase Elliott cleared him, but Elliott slid up the track. Kyle got a nice draft from the 20 of Eric Jones. And the defending Monster Energy Cup Series champion, Kyle Busch, is now a 2-time winner in the Clash here at Daytona. What a finish that was to close out what was certainly a exciting race up here towards the lead. And we're going to go back and take one more look at how it all took place. Now you see, coming off turn 2, Chase Elliott has a pretty good push from that 22 of Logano. And at this point, Elliott's clear. He's clear. Look at that. He is completely clear. He can come down to the bottom. But looks like he got loose. Elliott certainly looks like he got just a little bit loose, kind of wiggled, came back up the track, and Kyle Busch had a great run, and there's a 20 of Jones right behind him, giving him a little bit of a nice push. And Kyle Busch is victorious here at Daytona. As you now see the cars coming back down pit lane, they're going to be going to the garage for post-race inspection, but certainly a great effort by the 18 team of Kyle Busch, crew chief Adam Stevens. Eric Jones second, Chase Elliott third. As we take a look at your official race results, the 10 team of Eric Almirola and the 22 of Joey Logano make up your top 5. Kurt Busch, Brian Keselowski, Martin Truex, Kyle Larson. A nice top 10 effort by the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. making up your top 10. They were the 10 drivers who were able to leave everybody else. You had damage. Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer. There's Alex Bowman in 13th. Austin Dillon. Denny Hamlin, last year's 500 champ, 15th. Ryan Newman, 16th. And Ryan Blaney in 17th. And then the other two drivers who did not finish, Kevin Harvick in 18th and William Byron in 19th place. But the good news is for these guys like William Byron and Kevin Harvick is that this race does not reward points. That will all begin on Thursday as we get set for the duels. But first, we have to qualify these cars for the duels, meaning that tomorrow at noon, the Daytona 500 pole qualifying here on March 531. See who will start on the front row and see who will lock themselves into the show via time trials. That is tomorrow. And after that, we will have the season opener for the ARCA Menard Series, the Lucas Oil 200 here in Daytona. It's been a great night of racing, and it's certainly a great way to start out a new season, a new decade of NASCAR racing. I can't wait for what we have in store for you in 2020. I'm Eric Burton, and thanks for watching the Busch Clash here in Daytona. We will see you tomorrow for Daytona 500 pole qualifying. Goodbye, everyone.